Hi everybody, I'm here with a new video on Fenty Beauty, and I'm really excited to show you the process of finding out my foundation shade, as this is one of the main focuses of my channel, is to find my foundation shade outside. I think I finally nailed it, and I'm titling this video Rethinking the Process of Fenty Beauty. In this video, you'll see my journey finding a new foundation shade, just because of the way pictures look, because of certain YouTubers I've followed that thought that had similar needs to my skin tone, and I ended up rethinking the whole process of that foundation, finding a foundation shade. So as of now, stay tuned for the journey, because you're just going to be as surprised as I am. Get ready, because the show is going to begin. So first and foremost, to get my foundation started, I already used one of my favorite products, which is the Azelaic Acid Booster. This helps me because sometimes my skin doesn't know which direction to go to, whether it's going to be red or whether it's going to be burnt out. So this helps it kind of even out the balance. You know, it gives it, you know, it's like, hello, you know, you gotta decide which side you gotta pick on. So this is what it's telling to my skin. You know, my skin is so imperfect right now. I'm just breaking out because my body is telling me that it's going to be that time of year again, so, you know, I gotta prepare for that. And I'll be using the Too Faced primer because surprisingly I do need a lot of hydration. Not because one thing is because it's winter, too, because, you know, I'm reaching at that age where, you know, I'm nearing another decade in my life, so, you know, I need to take care of it more properly. So I'll be using that Too Faced and Go for Hydrating Foundation, which I couldn't use years ago because Coconut and I have a strange relationship. We love each other, but then once there's a slight, you know, there's a slight change, we can't see each other, and those are facts. But because of this Azelaic Booster, this is very much needed, because the Azelaic Booster can, while it's doing that balance, it can also kind of dry up your skin a little bit. But I need it, and it really helped me redefine my skin tone a lot, because I used to have a lot of problems, especially when trying to find a foundation shade. I was matched way too dark. I was matched way too dark, or way too olive, or way too golden. So it could not put me in a category, so I ended up returning the products. So in this case, once I have that filled up, I will be using the one and only. Out of my purse, my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation in the shade 210, which is a neutral golden undertone, according to Fenty Beauty. So now that I showed you that foundation, I'll also be using my NYX Color Corrector Concealer palette just to cover any redness. And you know, I think it's also useful just for my forehead because my forehead's a little darker than skin. So I'll go ahead and use green. I'll use the green palette right here. I like to dab with my finger here. So this and then some skin color would also you know, help a lot. So I'm just gonna go ahead and input the green where I have the redness. Your girl skin is not perfect, so I'm just gonna dab it in there. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit in here. So see, it's blocking, slowly but surely. It's very much blocking that redness, but you know, that gets in the way. However, on my forehead, I like using the shade down here, which is a peach shade. Underneath the green, I like to use it. I like to use that peach shade because it helps kind of even out when I use a foundation shade. And then I really love the peach shade down here. I have the dark under eye circle. I like to use that peach shade. And then go with a yellow, and then use a yellow corrector underneath. So this will kind of help even out the circles. I know right now it looks like a mess, but I promise this is gonna look bomb. And I'm just gonna go with a finger because I'm gonna test how easy it is to use. It's really important because that way, you know, I show you a product that's you can just fly with it, because that's something you should be able to do. Especially if you're really investing in this. This isn't the Fenty Beauty, as much as it's it has a lot of shades. Not everybody's willing to pay the money that they sell it for, and not even at a sale. They're not. People are not willing to pay for it, and you know, people could have their reasons, and all those reasons are valid. But like I said, you know, this needs to work, and it needs to work. It needs to give you your money's worth. It needs to give you your money's worth. And if it's not, well, there's always an opportunity to return it. And this is how the foundation shade 210 looks like. don't have the concealer with me right now because I'm trying to make it work as natural as possible. Sometimes with this correctors, you know, if you put a little bit, you know, it should work. Or you can cross, or you can cross the line with them, and they can make you look completely not your skin color. So this should set on my skin naturally. And I like this brush from It Cosmetics. This is one of those It Cosmetic brushes. I forgot the name of it, but I really like I really like the way this works. It works quickly, and that's what I need it to do. I need it to provide decent coverage. You know, you can still see Pancha right there, but that's how we're gonna call this one. We're gonna call her Pancha. We'll still see her there, but it left the rest of my skin flawless. And it's not extra hydrating, which is something that I love. It's just wearable. It makes your skin look so much better. It's just like a second layer of skin. Now I could choose to block it or just leave Pancha right there, you know, and her homegirl Estrella. Her homegirl Estrella, which is the one that's defeated, but she refuses to accept defeat. Actually, we're not gonna call her Estrella, we're gonna call her Sandy. Sandy's a homegirl that refuses to accept defeat. And this one is still like, nope, I'm still here. Pancha says she's still there. Look, you guys. Look. Look at this. Fenty Beauty. So on here, I decided to put concealer again, and then I added yellow in here, just so that it can even out with my skin. I promise that it's just lighting because I look really strange. So then I add yellow once I input the peach. I'll add the yellow, and then that should even out that dark circle. So it's first peach, then yellow. And then for some reason the light makes it seem like my face and my neck do not match, but they actually do. So what I'll do with this one is that I'll contour so that it matches my neck a little bit better. So to contour, I'll be using that Selena Gomez brand Rare Beauty I'll use this from this brush that goes underneath the eye, but I think it's also a great tool to use for contour. So I'll just contour a little bit with this one. It's a very soft contour, which I like, because then I could also use this as a blush when I don't really, you know, have many tools going on. I think it's also important to be adaptable. To the situation. I mean, because not all the time you're gonna have a beauty station where you're gonna be, you know, where you're going to be, oh shoot. I'm uncovering it. So you're not gonna have that station where you're gonna be prepared all the time. So it's always a good idea to have products that you can just use and they're effortless. That's what I try to aim for. Products that are effortless. You shouldn't have to, you know, feel like you can only wear makeup when you have your whole set. Sometimes when you can't, and that's it. But I'm gonna use my Pirates of the Caribbean. This is how I got myself into makeup, because of this collection from Lorac. I just wanted something from Pirates of the Caribbean because I really liked that movie. And I think this isn't sold anymore. It's called Barbosi. There it is, Barbosi. So I'm just gonna use a gloss. Just to keep it cute and simple. And then I'll go with the lipstick. I like that brown lip. On myself. I'm just gonna make it as natural as possible. And then I'll be using my favorite from the drugstore, which is a Mega Volume. I go for the ones that have volume when it comes to mascara, especially in waterproof, because my lashes are very straight, and so they don't last a long time curling. And if something has if a mascara has extra ingredients, they're just not gonna hold up. They're like, no, you're too much, you're too heavy for me. And so this one just keeps in for a while, and I don't have to put that many coats on. I'm not like one of those women that, you know, they could put coats and coats of mascara and get away with curly lashes. That's not the case here. I learned that from a very young age. I learned that when I was like 12. That like I really had to readjust my routine if I wanted to start getting into makeup. And so I just gave up. And I never wore makeup until like I was 18 pretty much. I made attempts here and there with liner, but I could never pull it off with the stuff that was available. That was something that I could afford. I learned from a young age that I had to invest a little bit more in makeup, and that I didn't just have some money to just be spending it. So I have to do what I had to do. Back in the day, 15, 16 years ago, there was not that many options for makeup, unless you were into makeup. But as for me, I didn't really have that option, so I did what I had to do. Makeup was snacks, so you know what snacks for me. And so then I just want to add a little bit of blush. I'm going to use Chai. Why Chai by this color? Looks a little reddish, but it's really deep and normal. I can't seem to open it. See how it looks pink and yellow. You're like, that's not a blush. I know. It's all gonna make sense together. I'll use this. You see? No need for clean blush if you don't got one. You can always use that lipstick right there that you don't really use, but or that, you know, you don't really use no more because, you know, you can't really line your lips. There you go. Serves as a blush. Or if you're using a brown, it could serve as a contour. You see? Face, speed up. Second skin. All with the Fenty Beauty 210 Pro Filter Hydrating Wonder Foundation. Look at it. It's glowy. It looks like second skin. It's a very healthy port, guys. But it was a long journey to bring this together, to ensure that this was going to be the foundation that I needed. Okay? So it was really hard. I could tell you, it was really hard. I had to honestly do a lot of tests to make sure that, you know, this was going to be it for me. that this was going to be the right reference shade that you were going to get out of me, the True 10. So I did so many tests and trials so that you don't have to. Going through those trials was really difficult because it was so frustrating seeing how, you know, one thing didn't match and then the other thing didn't match, or this was too much on my skin. But without further ado, I'll let you see for yourself. So as you can see right here, I'm using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation in the shade 220, just to see how that looks on me. Right now it looks a little red because I just took off that foundation, and because I was trying the foundation shade in the same foundation but in the shade 190, and I found out that it fits a little gray. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this on. And yeah, I like this. I like this color a whole lot. Yeah, this is probably what I was looking for. So yeah, this is in the shade 220. The other one, I felt like, hey, it could have been a better match, but it ended up looking a little gray. And that's not something I'm looking for. Yeah, this feels so much, this looks so much better. This looks way so much better in the shade 220. And see, so much more natural. I'm gonna go ahead and check on my mirror. Yep, 220 is much better. So much better. I'm glad I gave this a second try, because when I was recommended this shade, it was in a dark environment at the Sephora store, and so that never goes well. So I always recommend trying your foundations outside of your house, even though it looks really it feels a little weird that you're outside wearing makeup, but in the long run it pays off because you need to have your foundation match your neck. Instead of walking to the street and saying, hey, and you know, wearing the wrong color, and then, you know, putting a different color on your neck just because you want to make it work. paying for these prices, you shouldn't have to make things work like that. They should just work seamlessly. See, I mean the word seamlessly. They should. You shouldn't have to buy a concealer. The concealer should just kind of like enhance, or kind of like just kind of correct, but it should not be the star of the show. Because you pay so much money for it. A foundation, I mean, you can expect that from a place where you don't return the product, and you're not unable to return the product, but you still want to, but you like the formula. That's when you do all those magic tricks. But for the price that you're paying for this foundation, that should not happen at all. And so yeah, I like the way this color looks. It feels so much natural. That other color, it makes it ashy, and when it makes it look ashy, that just means that it's really out of your shade. So I'm happy that I got this color. I'm happy that I went with my instincts. And so this is a new lesson learned. So